Welcome to the weekly update from the Real Estate Cellar. This is Dawn, and I am with Nicole, and we are here to tell you some very exciting news.
Ooh, what?
About a week ago, a little over a week ago, actually a couple weeks ago, I challenged one of our members, one of my state MLS members, who is also a real estate broker.
Okay.
I challenged her. Is it possible to get 200 listings in 30 days?
No.
That's what she said. She went, no, that's not possible. I said, it is possible. You can do it. She goes, how? So I told her how. And I'm going to tell you all how right now. Open listings.
Did she do it?
She did it.
No way.
She goes to developers, she goes to rental communities, she goes to FSBOs, and she just pounded the pavement. She made 208 listings, 7 days.
She didn't even do it in 30 days?
Nope.
No way.
She started a little over a week ago. She hit 208 listings on the 7th day, and she's up to 233 right now. She's going for 300.
So she's still going to do all 30 days? That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because the thing is these are listings that, are a little harder to find.
Yeah.
But they're out there, pre-construction, new developments going in. You have to do some legwork to find them, but they are out there. And you can get them as open listings because the developer allows you to do that, or the renter, or, if you go to an apartment community, they're very realtor friendly. There's an apartment community here that was just built, and it got 134 empty units.
So like a property manager. So you're not getting something that already has let's say like an exclusive listing.
Yeah, these aren't exclusive right to sell listings.
Okay.
But they're different. Everyone thinks of the same thing when they think about a real estate listing. They think about an existing home sale.
Right.
Or maybe they think about a piece of land and getting a builder. But actually, a lot of those builders own little pieces of land. And those builders need someone to list the houses for them. Find a builder who owns lots of little parcels of land and see if you can list them. And if they won't give you an exclusive right to sell, see if they'll let you do an open. Okay. Because then what you do with the open is you advertise the open and you get leads. So she did that.
That's incredible.
Advertised the open listings, and for less than $100, she is up to 34 good leads with phone and email and name, and people who really want to buy something. Now, granted, you're not going to get 100%, coming through.
Right.
Right. So, but she's now working with 4 good buyers from those leads.
I was going to say, those are 34 viable leads.
34 viable leads, but 4 panned out. They weren't working with another agent. They needed someone to work with.
Okay. No, that's really, really awesome.
Multi-million-dollar properties. And because they were open listings, she gets the full commission because theirs are not co-broked properties. Mind blown?
Yes. Where do I sign up?
Right.
That's incredible.
My State MLS, who's the sponsor of our Cellar.
Oh, okay.
By the way. We started Go Home TV. My State MLS is sponsoring it. And Go Home TV is basically everything you need to know about real estate. It's for everybody. It's for real estate agents, brokers, appraisers, mortgage lenders, and even buyers and sellers. Anything you want to know about the real estate market, go to mystatemls.com. Click on Go Home TV. We are back.
We are at Go Home TV and the Real Estate Cellar.
The Real Estate Cellar, yeah. Back from our little short break from our sponsor, My State MLS.
I didn't see that ad.
You didn't see it?
Did you see that ad?
No.
No, not yet.
But we could.
We're on this side of the camera.
All right. So what we were talking about right before the break was Ukraine and how a potential war with Russia and Ukraine is going to affect gas prices, which is going to affect housing prices, which is going to affect real estate. But really what we want to talk about is how it's going to affect mortgage rates.
Yes.
Hey, they had spiked up, but now they spiked back down.
Already?
Well, yeah, because the minute that the stock market cooled, people started moving their money into bonds. When people move their money into bonds, that affects the mortgage rate. The mortgage rate comes back down because now there's money. So it's a supply and demand issue. When there's tons of money to lend, the price of money is cheap. Mm-hmm. When there's not a lot of money to lend, the price of money goes up. Because it's like a supply and demand.
Yeah.
So the interest rates, that's how that works. So we got interest rates, they shot up above 4%. They're back down in the 3.8, 3.9 range.
What do you predict later?
I honestly think that we don't know yet what's going to happen. We'll see how this plays out on the world stage. If it escalates into something worse, interest rates will go back right to where they were.
But we'll be right on that pulse.
I think that's what's going to happen. And I think all interest rate rises from the Fed, all bets are going to be off. Because I don't think they'll raise the interest rates as more money is flooding into the bond market. I'm not really sure if they would do that, but if they're worried about the economy being shaky, then I don't think they're going to raise rates. They raise rates to cool the economy off, not to cool it off more than, well, I guess more, but.
I'd like a cooled off economy.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, what else we've got? We were talking about interest rates, and now we're going to talk about the U.S. housing market and how it's searching for the top. Did we hit the top?
Peak?
The peak.
The peak pricing.
Yeah, did we hit it?
You know,
I don't think we did.
I want to say we did because they're like 200% over normal pricing, but I don't think we did either.
And it's very obvious why we did not. Now, this is nationally. Nationally, I don't know if we could say it, that nationally what's going to happen, because I always say all markets are local.
Right.
I'm going to tell you that the local markets in New York, the local markets in Florida, and others in California, they haven't hit the top.
No.
No, because there's, again, until you see inventory creep back up, how can you hit the top? Because there's still cash out there. There's still a lot of cash buyers. And again, those people sold their stocks. They have money. They have to do something with it. It's going into real estate.
So then what do you suggest people do at this point? Just stay put?
Well, they can't find a place to go.
Right.
They gotta stay put. I look for a rental.
No, I heard there's people camping out at like builders and construction
Yes,
workers.
I've heard that too. New construction is really, really hot right now. And people are realizing, well, I'm not going to be able to get a resale. Let me go buy a new home. But the price of new homes is like rising like crazy because of the price of the building material. As gas goes up, it becomes more expensive to deliver all that building material.
Do you think, I feel like there's, I don't want to say it. I mean, should I say it? Should I say it? I feel like there's going to be a crash. I feel like there's only so high you can go. There's only so high. And then eventually
There's only so high you can go. But remember,
how many buyers are going to be able to afford this?
Particular market is competing with Wall Street's money now. We never had this before.
Right.
We never had Blackstone's money coming in through Open Door or through OfferPad or through all these iBuyers and buying up prices, buying up houses at market price. They're not even looking for a bargain. They don't even care. They just want a hard asset with that money.
They're not going to be able to keep tenants.
So who does it hurt though? It hurts
people.
It hurts the consumer.
Us.
It does. It hurts the consumer.
Yeah. I just got a notice in the mail saying mine's going up $300 for rent.
Your rent is going up $300.
Yes, absolutely. So
a month or a year?
A month.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
you can't go any further.
Well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Have you looked at what you pay now versus what you could buy something for? And is it cheaper?
But there's no inventory. That's the problem. You can't qualify.
You can qualify.
I wasn't able to. They weren't able to let me afford. So what I'm paying in rent does not translate to the same amount in a mortgage. I don't qualify for the same amount that my rent would be if I had that in a mortgage. Mm-hmm. It's insane.
So there's other ways to look at it. And this is what I'm going to tell you now, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I always look at it another way. Look for a multifamily house that you can then rent out the other units. Now, I know these are hard to find, but actually after the show, I'll show you one that I've been watching for a while that went under contract. The deal just fell through. So you have to watch it constantly. You have to put on these drip alerts from the listing services, and you have to get instantaneous notices into your email. Don't mark spam or don't stop looking at them. The minute they come up like that, then you got to jump on it.
Okay.
So you got to get pre-qualified.
Yes.
Get pre-qualified and kind of get pre-qualified for the situation you want to have. So if you want to hack a house hack, right? So you want to say, all right, listen, I can spend this much, but my tenants will pay this much. And then you can figure out the sale price of the house that you can buy.
Okay.
Then you put on alerts for anywhere in a huge general vicinity of any multifamilies that come on the market, come back on the market, deals that fell through. You can also prospect to these multifamily homes by
Oh.
calling landlords who haven't sold them in years, who may want to sell them.
Okay.
Look at probate, look at stuff that might be coming up for foreclosure auction.
Old
for
neighborhoods.
For people who haven't paid their mortgage. And sometimes those might be for people who passed away
Okay.
and their estate didn't even realize there was a mortgage on it. And then boom, it's going to come up for foreclosure. So there's a lot of different ways to go about this. And don't feel like it's futile, okay?
Yeah.
If you're out there and you're watching and you're saying, I need a place to live, how can I afford this? Then you get in touch with us. Get in touch with Dawn at mystateofmolest.com. I'll help you think outside the box, depending on your market. And you can think about it another way. Don't just think about it that I've got to find an apartment or a condo and here's my budget. There are other ways to go about it. There's other ways to think about it. And that's what this show is all about, is we want people to think about it another way.
I'm trying to educate. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome advice. And
Okay, so after the show, we're
We'll
gonna
talk
work
to
on
you.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll even do a segment. We're gonna follow this through. We're gonna find Nicole a house hack. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we're gonna follow this through and we'll do a whole segment all the way to the end to where Nicole hacks a house and she lives a lot cheaper than she's living right now in a place that she owns, which is what ultimately we want you, the viewer, to do.
yeah, the consumer. Realtor puts parking space up for sale in Seattle, and they're asking $50,000 for a parking space.
I love this story. It is hysterical. All right. And who's seen the Big Bang episode where Sheldon and Wolowitz are fighting over the parking space at the university where I guess they work at Caltech in that show? And Sheldon has a parking space assigned to him, but he doesn't drive and he doesn't have a car. But he wants his parking space. But Wolowitz had gone to space. So the university wanted to give Wolowitz Sheldon's parking space. And the whole show is them fighting over this parking space. It actually is.
Do you think that's what's happening, though, that people are fighting over parking
Yes,
spaces, and so
I
they're like,
do.
hey, let's just sell this parking space for $50,000?
Well, this parking space, this particular parking space is located in downtown Seattle
Okay.
and is a permanent parking space. And you don't have to own a home in the building to use this parking space. So if you own a business nearby, or if you rent a store or somewhere where you need to have a parking space, you know, it's not the worst idea. Now, for the realtor, it's not the best idea, because when he goes to sell his condo and they say, is there parking? Well, yeah, I had parking, but I sold off the spot.
Right.
Now you're not going to be able to sell that condo for
Well-
anywhere near what you were going to be. Now you just lost $50,000 or more in the value of your condo, because now you can't sell it because there's no parking.
Well, my brain's going, hey, you know, what about a parking garage, $5 a day for however many days? How many days would that equal $50,000? You might as well just do that. I'm just saying.
Well, it doesn't cost $5. I'm sure it probably, like in New York City, it can cost $35, $40 a day.
A day?
A day to park in a garage or more, plus tax. Like it's an 18% tax too in New York City.
All right,
It's
so
insanity.
depending on the spot, I guess maybe it makes sense.
Yeah, but not for the guy who's selling it. Just so
Hey.
you know, if you do something like this, okay, if you have an asset and you sell off a major part of the asset, you've just wrecked the asset. So be careful. And will your lender let you do it? Here's another question. If you're thinking about doing something like this and you have a loan on that piece of property, that condo, and you sold off the parking space that belonged to that condo, you may be in violation of your mortgage.
Ooh.
So you need to check these things out before you do these things, or you need to own it free and clear. But you have severely harmed your property by selling off the major asset like parking.
Appraisal value and all that other fun
Always think
stuff.
about that. Always think about the value and what you're doing to your asset.
Chicago real estate broker forced to start over as a hacker locks her out of her Instagram page and scams her followers.
Yeah. So here's what happened. She clicked on a link that she shouldn't have. So it ended up being a phishing attack. And then she got locked out of her Instagram account. And then Instagram, I guess the story hit the main headlines because Instagram didn't help her get the account unlocked. And so now the hacker still has control of her Instagram account. And she lost all her followers, and she had a lot of followers, so she has to start over.
All her business all over again just because she clicked a link. Hey, guess what, guys? Don't click links willy-nilly. You just don't do it. That's the first thing you learn.
So here's the thing. If you want to communicate with somebody, instead of clicking on the link that they send you, Google them and get the link through the internet. or get the phone number through the internet. That's the even better way to do it. I don't click on links. When somebody sends me an email, just a big tech tip, I get an email, it has a link in it.
You go to the site, you go to the source. And actually, I was taught that too. When you're job searching or when you're looking at cars and whatnot, you always, instead of looking at your inbox and what they sent you, you always go to the source. And from there, you go ahead and click on links.
But here's another thing she could have done.
What?
Two-factor authentication.
Oh.
Two-factor authentication is when you go to log in and then they don't recognize your browser or your IP address. So they say, we're going to send you a code to your phone or to your email, and you have to enter that code before you can log in.
Yes.
That's two-factor auth. If she would have had two-factor authentication turned on in her Instagram,
It saved her business.
this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And Facebook does have that. I have two-factor auth on my Facebook. And they even have one of those little app things in your phone.
Yeah.
Where the number keeps changing and you enter the number.
Yeah, it's annoying, but it could save you a lot of heartache in the long run.
Yeah, I'm to the point where two-factor auth is the thing.
This is
Yeah.
piece de
Something you have to do.
resistance. Exclusive Metaverse properties in the Sandbox. They're not even out there yet.
Oh,
So,
Sandbox is the name of the metaverse.
oh, that's the name of it?
Yeah, it's like Decentraland, the Sandbox. The Sandbox is a game.
Oh, they were saying it's in the Sandbox. It's not there yet. They sell for $2.9 million as a raft of celebs make purchases. There's a million and one ways to just waste your money.
And again, I'm just going to come back to these stories of people spending this kind of money. Yes, people have more money than they know what to do with, some of these people, but I don't think that these people will really waste their $2.9 million. I think they lend their name to these projects. Then they put out stories, hey, here, I'll pay 2.9 for it. And then we'll put out this big story. We'll get huge publicity for it, more publicity than we can buy with $2.9 million. And then it'll spur a rash of sales, and they'll sell, $29 million worth of real estate, fake real estate, virtual real estate in the metaverse. And that's a huge return on investment for them.
Okay.
And this particular site is called, it sold through a marketplace called Exclusible. I honestly thought it was a typo. I was like, exclusible?
That's not in the
Is that a
dictionary. Webster would be mad.
No, but it's a ridiculous story that I think is being
Private islands.
I think the narrative's being pushed.
They
by
sold
people.
25 private islands in the metaverse. So they want their privacy, but yet they spend this
They want
much
their
to go out
privacy
in a
in the
public
metaverse.
site. It's
Now you
not
can turn your
real
computer
estate.
off and hide in your bedroom under the covers for your privacy. Did you know that? Famous
flashlight.
people who spent $2.9 million on privacy in the metaverse.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
What about privacy in the metaverse?
All right, a fun house, that's what they're calling it. This is how they're spinning the story. A fun house is for sale in Louisiana, and it's a mix of insanity and creativity. Mm-hmm. And it's a must-see for $2.2 million.
Mm-hmm. Someone's selling a fun house. People will do anything for publicity, as seen here.
I thought you were going to say, as seen here.
I was. I decided to, deflect.
Ta-da! Vanna White. There you go.
Yeah, so right, this house, they say it's an entertainer's delight. Other people have said it's but ugly. You let us know what you think.
But ugly. Yeah, because where is it going to be shown at? My state?
No, we don't have it on my state. It's going to be on the third-party sites. It's on Zillow right now.
So just look up Fun House in Louisiana and see, maybe you should
what comes up.
Hang on. Maybe you shouldn't, just in case. I don't know. Who knows what comes up with these words now?
Yeah.
The keywords.
All right, so we did a webinar this week at Go Home TV through My State MLS. We did a webinar on becoming a nationwide real estate agent. So this is how it works. You're licensed in your state.
Yes.
Okay? You can be licensed in multiple states too. When you're a member of My State MLS, you have a nationwide reach because we have Pro Search, which is inside of My State MLS. So if you go to My State MLS and you do a regular search, what you really want to do is click on our professional search, and that's a nationwide search. And everything's in there, everything, all the listings.
All 50 states. Mm-hmm. You get everything.
Yeah, property records, MLS history, comps, sold properties, all statuses. So we did a successful webinar on that this week, and there'll be a replay. It'll be up on Go Home TV if you want to see that, or it'll be on our Go Home TV YouTube channel, which if you go there, please like and subscribe to that, and then you can see our weekly webinars, which teach you how to make money as a real estate agent. Are you a real estate agent? You need to learn how to make money. you got to go to Go Home TV and you got to go to our YouTube channel and come back and watch Nicole and I here because we'll sit here and tell you how to make money.
Yeah.
Also, I'm about to do a webinar for Riz Media next week on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So we hope everyone tunes into that. It's all about referral business and how to make money getting referrals or giving referrals. So we hope you tune into that one.
Your hairstylist referral. Because it looks so fluffy. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
You want a referral on my hairstylist?
That's what I was saying.
Okay, after the show.
Because it's all fluffy.
I'll give it to you. And then we have our Go Home TV webinar series, How to Win Listings of Different Types of Builds. And we're not talking about
Build.
Jessica Rabbit type builds.
Oh.
No, we're talking about new construction
Va,
builds,
va, voom.
like multifamily houses and developments and all kinds of, especially brand new housing developments, condominiums, big buildings, commercial developments. So we're going to teach you how to get listings from new construction.
Hey, and then
So you
maybe
definitely have to tune into that. And that'll be on
you
March
can get
10th.
leads.
Yeah, that'll be on March 10th that we'll be doing that webinar. So you want to check out our webinar schedule. You can just go to mystatemls.com and in the menu under resources, you want to check out the webinar schedule and sign up for those because you do have to register for them.
Or as they say in the UK, schedule.
I think that's
There was too
time.
much. There was too much.
That's where we check out.
Yeah, that's where you checked out already. I'm sorry.
Bye-bye.